Hello and welcome to Indian Express Online. I have with me my colleagues, senior editors who've been covering, reporting and watching the coverage on the 5 state election polls. I have Anand Mishra, Monojit Majumdar and Liz Matthew. So let's just start discussing as the results have more or less come in. A couple of states are still unclear. So let's start with the big prize and total clarity on UP. So Liz, you were in UP. What happened?
It's just Modi. Everywhere it's Modi, Modi, Modi. But at the same time, it was expected that it would be a Modi election. But it looks like the victory in Uttarakhand also, if you read it together, it looks like it's Modi Amit Shah campaign as one. While Modi's charisma was there, it was very well complemented by the strategy and the people whom Amit Shah picked up to work with have contributed to the victory. So it is, at least for the time being, it is Modi. But if you are talking about 2 states, it's just BJP and these 2.
Yeah. Monojit, you've been watching the coverage coming in and you live in UP as well, so you got a sense of how things went. How was this different from 2014? It was a state election, it was meant to be different, but it seems to have followed all templates for a very central poll where it was Mr. Modi as CM.
Yeah, because I think till last night or even till this morning, I think the disagreement was that should we take UP the last time 2012 as the base or 2014 as the base, and there were lots of people who were arguing that we should be talking about UP as a state election, which was 2012, and a Modi wave which started in 2014, it couldn't have lasted for 2.5 months, which is why even the most optimistic exit polls were giving, I think the last one was 287, something like that. Now, which is when I think a whole lot of us, it was difficult to believe actually. But now it seems that the entire the vote base, the support that Modi had in 2014 seems to have just been translated in this election as well.
Yeah. Anand, you were there through a very crucial period when the Prime Minister was camping in Banaras for 3 days, etc. You've also covered the older campaigns when, the BJP did spectacularly well at the back of its Hindu campaign. How was this different or the same?
I believe that in 2014,
could you speak louder?
2014, the social coalition that BJP stitched together in UP, that by and large remains intact. There was a perception that in 2014 a number of sections which voted for BJP, Modi, will come back to Samajwadi Party and BSP. Like the non-Yadav OBC will come back to Akhilesh, the non-Jata Dalits will come back to Mayawati. That has not happened. So that social coalition of BJP continues. That's the largest social coalition in which myriad voices had found representation. It's a social coalition of upper caste and a number of small castes which have not got political representation so far in the heartland.
So you think that it's kind of a deeper mandalization? I mean, we saw that happening with the BJP just as they were battling the Mandal revolution in India. So is this a more deeper thing which Narendra Modi, also an OBC person who talks about it occasionally. So is there something, a play on caste, or is it a larger something else?
Siva, to just go back to what you said just now and what Anand responded to, Mr. Modi has been talking of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas from the beginning, and I do not think he has made a direct appeal to any one group, or even this Kasab thing that Mr. Amit Shah used in the middle of the campaign. Up till before that, there was no overt appeal to the Hindutva vote. I do not see any direct effort at polarizing society in the engineering riots or things like that.
Is it necessary to engineer riots?
That is a misconception that only riots can, or communal, that kind of tension can lead to polarization. The fact that the BJP tried that, and though I have seen that from 2007 to 2012 to 2014 to 2017 that that Hindutva appeal is less among people, but here both Amit Shah and Modi somehow managed to keep this, like he said, that social coalition together by giving this hope to people. And for them, they have tried so many two other parties for more than 14 years. And okay, let's give, because they like one said, told me, nobody makes a difference to us. Okay, let's give BJP a chance. This is, that somehow, I am not saying it is something that is assumed. They will have to deliver. Otherwise, because, Modi is just 2.5, they thought that because of the demonetization, which who had worked very well in UP. I will not say that it worked well like Punjab, it didn't work. So, they could give. It was a very deadly combination of a Hindutva appeal and a very economic nationalism. Like, Modi is that economic nationalism. Like, that somehow, just got into the people and they thought, okay, let's give them a chance.
It's a spectacular result. You have to hand it to the BJP there.
This is a paradigm shift.
Even in the 80s, is it the highest number that any party has ever gotten in Vidhan
I think so.
And even when they were 425 seats, this is a truncated use. This is truncated. Yes.
Instead of using the word Hindutva, I would prefer call it Moditva. It's a kind of combination.
Moditva, you said.
That's what I said. Nationalism,
kind of
economic
subtext of Hindu nationalism. And this social engineering, and then this development phase of Modi.
While we're on personalities, a very quick take on who are the important, interesting personalities that emerged in this election, and who are the winners and losers. Anand.
If you look at UP, it's definitely Prime Minister Modi's personality, which is not immersed, which has again got
refurbished.
If you go to Punjab, it's clearly a clash of personalities, and one of the reasons why AAP lost could be a fact that it did not have a strong face as strong as Captain Amrinder Singh or Sad BJP combined. So we see that despite huge anti-incumbencies, there is no reason for Sad to be so sad.
And what about Manipur? I mean, Ibobi, how do you rate him?
Yes, Ibobi was a personality-oriented election. He managed to retain somewhat Congress support.
Yes.
Problem with Harish Rawat, many say that he's a strong leader, but he is a leader who antagonized many. So a lot of strong regional leaders of Congress left Congress and joined BJP. They won their seats. So they brought some strength to BJP on their own. While this election clearly shows that Harish Rawat's appeal is not spread across the state. He is not as
more
popular.
local, more
not
regional,
as popular. As it is perceived to be. And Mayawati could not extend her appeal beyond her core Jata vote.
That again shows that, here only caste appeal won't. Any one particular appeal, whether it is Hindutva, whether it is caste appeal, may Dalit ki beti hu, it is not going to work. You need to offer something. That's why I said.
But she did a fairly beyond the Jata campaign pitch.
That's why BJP has succeeded. The Hindutva appeal was there at the same time. They have an economic agenda for the people. The people just fell into, we can say, or got mesmerized by what Modi was selling, the economic agenda he was putting and the development agenda he was putting. They thought, okay, let's give a chance. I mean, it's always the only caste politics, only religious politics, that days are over. It won't. It has to be substantiated or supplemented by something else.
One more thing which we need to take into account is that BJP has not shown any difference. I mean, if the Prime Minister had to campaign, he campaigned. He
sat there for 3 days, yes.
Despite criticism that why the Prime Minister is staying there.
Yeah.
In Congress, we heard Priyanka Gandhi will not campaign.
Yeah.
So they're just slightly taciturn. There's an element of uncertainty,
They did not
show confidence.
Fight this election upfront.
Okay.
And the alliance didn't work at the ground level.
One major takeaway from this election is that BJP has put behind the debacle of Bihar. And has decisively come back in the Hindi heartland.
About the opposition space, or about dealing with a very confident, legitimately so BJP, having done so well in the Hindi heartland in their prize states, how would life be different for the rest of us in India?
See, there could be two possibilities. Obviously, the parties like Ramvilas Paswan's Logjan's LJP and Kushwaha's RLSP, both have been very upset with the BJP leadership and even the government. So if BJP hadn't won, or hadn't made this kind of performance in UP and Uttarakhand, they would have definitely thought of breaking away or we're talking
losses.
That is at least for the time being they will be silent because they realize that this mandate.
So much more leg room for Mr. Modi
but
and Mr. Shah.
Yeah, at the same time, this will in the past, the BJP's the scare for BJP, it could glue it could be the glue for other parties to come together and to fight BJP because it's a question of their existence.
So on that existential note, thank you very much for being with us on behalf of Anand, Monajit, Liz and me, Seema Chishti. Thank you very much.